Hey everyone, hope you're having a good day. Today I'll show you how to check your camper before a long trip. I'll show you what to check and I'll show you where to check different areas of the camper, just so you have an enjoyable trip with no problems along the way. So let's start by going outside, and we'll start by opening the hood. So this is for transit, so you have to use your key. Go left, go right, and you pull the hood up. So when you got the hood open, you can start by quickly checking your coolant level. As you can see, it's up to the max line, which is perfect. Then just have a general look at your serpentine belt over here. Make sure there's no frayed marks, no cracks or anything of that sort. Have a look if you can see your fuel filter. You can put your finger here as well, check for any leaks or anything of that sort. You can briefly look at the injectors. I know on some engines you can't because there's a cover, but on this particular one you can. You can see it's nice and dry and there's no leaks or anything visible. Sometimes on these earlier models you will see water here. It's a common issue on these, but that's a video for another day. You can check your power steering fluid. If you haven't replaced your power steering fluid anytime recently, what you might notice is when you shake it, you might not be able to see the line move up and down because it's that black. So what you want to do in that scenario is definitely get it replaced. But if you don't have enough time and if you have to go on your trip, just open the cap. And you can actually just put a paper towel or cloth or something similar. Just take a sample reading so you know exactly what height it is at. Because sometimes these reservoirs get very black. So that's worth noting. But this is fresh fluid, so you can clearly see it's above the max line. Next, check your brake fluid. Just make sure it's on the top level there, as you can see. If you can't see into this, you can put a torch here and then you can illuminate it so it'll be easier to see. Same applies to the power steering. Once you had a general look at that, you can go ahead and check your engine oil, paper towel or cloth. Wipe it down, put it back in, and just check it, make sure it's up to the max line. This can do with a little bit of a top up, but it's fine to go on a trip as is. Okay, so once you're finished checking all those fluids, you can go ahead and close your hood. Next, I highly recommend checking your wiper blades. Make sure they're in good condition. Check both of them. Once you're finished checking everything I've showed you underneath the hood, we can move on to checking the thread depth on the tires. So what you can use, and what is quite accurate, is one of these vernier calipers. So you can use a vernier caliper if you've got one, but most people might not have access to this. So you can get these key holders with these indicators. So all you do is, we'll take it outside and show you. You stick this in your tire, in the thread, and it shows you whether it's okay, which is this green part here, whether it needs to be replaced with this orange part, or this red ring here. If that's visible, then it has to be replaced. The tires must be replaced. But I know some people might not have access or might not have something like that. So in that scenario, what you can use is a 20-cent coin piece. Just want to find New Zealand 20-cent coin piece. So with this coin, how the test works is that number 20 there, if you're able to see the whole of the number 20, that means your tires are below 1.5 millimeters, which is the legal limit to what your thread depth should be. So if you can see the whole 20, that means the tires must be replaced. So if we look at the coin, these two coins side by side, you can kind of see what I was trying to explain. When I put the two coins side by side, the top of the 20 goes to the green part, which is the OK on this. And if you can see the whole 20, it's in the red ring, which indicates it's below 1.5 mm. So now this is with the coin. So all you have to do is take it and place it in there, and you have a look at the thread. So now we take our 20-cent piece and you put it there. So these tires are perfect. So with the 20-cent piece, go around and check all your tires. Once you're done checking the thread depth on all the tires, if they're all fine, you can go on to the next step, which is check the air pressure on all the tires. I won't bore you with that, but just a point worth noting, on these dual rear wheel axle type campers, it's actually a little bit difficult to try and fill the tires on the rear axle. So if you are struggling, just visit a local tire shop, and most of them will happily oblige and just fill it up for you with minimal cost, or if anything, that most places will just do it for free. It shouldn't take more than 5 minutes. As for the front tires, you can fill them. They're quite easy to get to, but if you have to visit a local fuel station or similar, sometimes the compressors can't pump up these tires up to the PSI that's recommended by the manufacturers. So again, you might have to visit a tire shop if that's easier for you. I recommend getting the tires checked on all your campers, even if it's parked every month if possible. If not, at least once every 2 months minimum. It just prolongs the life. And another tip is, if you're parking your campers and not using them for some time, I recommend taking them out again at least once every 2 months, just so you rotate the tires and get some heat into the engine. It's good for the diesel pump, and it's good for the whole motor and the running gear of the vehicle. Once you're done checking your tires, you can move on to checking your headlights, your indicators, and your brake lights. Another important thing to check before your trip is to make sure that you've got all your tools that were provided by the manufacturer. You want to make sure that you've got all your jacks, your wheel brace, your wheel spanner, and also your wheel simulator nut tool. This is quite important. If you've got caps like this, I'll just show you now. If you have these sort of caps, and if you don't have this tool, or if you don't have a socket set in your camper or vehicle, you won't be able to take this off to change the tire. So this is just a tick trim. You can watch my other video. I'll put a link down in the description showing how to remove this wheel simulator, but it's just basically goes, there's 2 nuts, one there, one there, and it wouldn't hurt from time to time just to take out your, either if you have a scissor jack or if you have a hydraulic jack, just take it out and just check it and make sure it's still functional. Do that at least once a year if possible. Last thing you need is to be stranded at the side of the road if you've got a flat tire. So normally on these Fords, the tools are located in the driver's side footwell, just while you're entering the step. You've got some tools that are located here. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope this was of some help to you. Please like and subscribe. See you everyone.